Hello and welcome to the Wellness Tip of the Week. Today I want to talk to you about changing your channel or changing your story. So have you ever had a story that usually pops up over and over again? And it's usually unpleasant or unhappy story, and it always just seems to pop up, and it usually causes a bunch of stress and anxiety and maybe even sadness and anger in our lives. So what I want us to work on is changing that channel. Whenever that story pops in, we're going to go ahead and change the channel to something else. So what I want you to do, our first step is every time that same story pops up into your head, I want you to write it down. So I want you to track it for a week and see how often the story is popping into your head. The next step is I want you to think of another story that we can replace it with. So we're going to change the channel to something more joyful and more pleasant. So I want you to think of a story or a time when, that is an example of like resilience or hope or joy. And I want you, every time that old story pops in, I want you to work on changing the channel. Now the story is going to pop in over and over again, but what we want to do is practice and get really good at changing the channel when it does. By doing this, we're going to allow ourselves to, be able to shift our mood from being one of unpleasant, maybe sad, irritable, stressed, anxious, to something that's more pleasant where we might feel better, content, happy. And this will help us in the long run. Okay? So practice changing that channel. Have a good week.